Welcome back, everyone, to Stock Market Weekly. I'm your host, Evan Medeiros. We're here a day earlier. Markets close tomorrow, and figured I would fire up the recording here on Thursday afternoon after the close. We're going to keep things short as well, kind of in the spirit of the short week. So we're going to jump right into charts today. Before we do, though, I do want to shout out our sponsor here, IBD, at the top of the show. They do sponsor this show. I've got links in the description of this video. Their IBD digital subscription, that's usually where I showcase some of the top 10 names from their IBD 50 list. There's a lot more included in this subscription. So you've got more editorial articles and stock lists and different research. So check it out. Pretty nominal fee. Good research, IBD, nice trusted name in the space that's been around for quite some time. You can get access with a link in the description of this video. Let's kick things off here with a top level look at how markets fared this week. It was mixed, mostly green. Nasdaq spoiled the party here, down almost 0.5%. Russell 2000, big winner this week, coming back with small cap stocks. Nice to see there, as tends to be a little more of the risk appetite part of the market. However, when we look at the sectors here, the best performing sector was utilities, followed by real estate, and then energy. Bottom of the list here, technology, communication services. Again, really sort of showing that tech was not really the place to be. There were some winners, but there were plenty of losers this week. If we take a look here at market breadth, you can see 52-week highs back on track, still seeing some nice expansion there. 52-week lows, not really happening, and that is net positive, a good thing in my eyes. Commodities continue to be really the story that's shining right now. Bitcoin had a big rebound week here, so it was up 11% on the week, now back up to 17% on the month. But DBA, cocoa, gold, oil, silver, commodities are hot right now. That was one of the themes we talked about in the last couple of shows, and that continues to extend itself this week. You can see the dollar index was actually even up slightly this week. So in the face of rising commodities, we still had the pressure of a stronger dollar. So let's get into some of the price action here. S&P 500, again, daily chart continues to be very constructive here. We're in this uptrend. We are technically in this, just spot where there's not a lot of volatility, not a lot of two-way trading here. Weekly chart, we're coming off a big kind of breakout week to new all-time highs from last week. This was a holiday kind of lighter volume trading week we got this week. We have this 4 days down, very shallow, but a little bit of a pullback here throughout the last start of this week, end of last week, and now we're kind of off to the races with a new closing high for the S&P 500. If we take a look at the Qs, you can see not quite the same action. This is where, again, you can see things a little more lackluster here. Again, doesn't quite look outright bearish right now, but it does look like it's kind of comfortable just consolidating sideways. Doesn't really have a whole lot of energy. Fairly directionless here, particularly when you're looking back over the short term, call it 1 month time frame. Qs have mostly just been grinding sideways. Now, if we take it to the small caps, though, you can see we are flirting with the bigger breakout area. We did achieve new cycle highs here on Friday. We tapered off certainly the highs of the session, but we did get a close back over 210. Nice to see. If we, zoom out here, this big range that goes all the way back to the start of 2022, that's what we're challenging right now. That's what we're trying to kind of stick our head back up and over and break out and rotate above. So good move here for the Russell 2000 this week. Certainly been one of the leadership weeks for this group of stocks. I will say the Qs, one of the things I did want to mention here is you do have a nice kind of inside week brewing here. So if we look at the Qs weekly time frame, you've got this nice candle here, which just basically, again, shows the digestion, shows a real kind of shrink in range. And so we will want to be paying attention to the April trading as we kick things off next week. Now, a couple of other markets to mention here. And again, we're going to keep things short, is gold. Gold was up 2.68% this week, new fresh all-time highs. Gold's been a very strong place. We've been talking about it. It consolidated for just 2 weeks, and now it's back up sort of off to the races right now. So GLD looking good there. And if we go to our Bitcoin screen here as well. This was one of the big performers like we talked about at the top of the show. You can see Bitcoin prices on the left. We did have a nice pushback up into the 70K zone, just shy of the highs made at the beginning or middle of March. And you're seeing a nice little technical kind of setup consolidation taking place here over the past 4 days. If you're trading this with IBIT in the stock market, well, you got a similar situation here right around this $40 area. Nice kind of compression in range just underneath these prior highs. Looks pretty good. Trend is strong. Still think there's a lot of good under the hood kind of flows, catalysts that are at kind of the sales, the helping the sales kind of rise here in Bitcoin, if I can stretch that metaphor. So Bitcoin continues to look good. Do have a position in it on multiple fronts. Talked about the small cap resurgence. Let's take a look here at oil, which also pushed back up this week. You can see we kind of faded off the weekly bar last week, but we came right back in strong kind of charge here for the bulls. USO looking pretty good again, up 2.67%, grinding up. Doesn't have a tremendous amount of energy, so to speak, in the sense of straight up. It's kind of going one up, one down, one up, one down, right? Consolidating and then breaking out, consolidating and breaking out. So oil grinding higher there. And DBA, like we mentioned, I mean, it's a pretty strong area of the market right now. Again, a lot of that's fueled specifically on some of that cocoa, but you still have, again, just this nice theme of a commodity bull market right now. Sectors that were leading was utilities this week, up 2.8%, breaking above, say, the January kind of pivot highs here, trying to get back up in motion to the upside, constructive to see. Real estate as well, trying to get its act together. Again, it was kind of floundering for the last few weeks, but you can see a nice kind of resurgence here, up 2.36% for real estate. It's kind of working itself at the upper end of this year-long base, so we'll see if that can kind of pave the way higher. Certainly helps if interest rates continue to come down in both of these areas. And then we have technology, which again is very similar to the Qs. Got a very inside week here, light volume. Let's see how this gets followed up next week. Just have a lot of sideways overlapping trading here for the XLK. So that's all for this week's video, keeping it short, keeping it pretty drilled in on what was moving or what really wasn't moving this week. It was a little bit lackluster out there, but hope you had a good trading week. Thanks so much, as always, for tuning in. Hope this video was helpful. If you liked the video, you can subscribe, you can share it, and we've got those links in the description of this episode. Take care. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here next Friday. Take care.